Start anytime now.
You're on.
Okay, hello everybody. What I'd like to do today is show you why I, as a teacher of over 30 years in the classroom, am refusing to go back to the classroom, and why I feel now that we can do everything using the Oculus Quest. And this is just the beginning. So let me stream to the television so you can see what I'm seeing. Do you see what I'm seeing back there? Does that come in?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Oculus Quest is a standalone, untethered headset for VR. So I can walk around the room, and it's even got hand tracking now. So for some games, I don't need these controllers. I just have my 5 fingers. But for the educational world, for us as teachers, the ability now to meet with people and do lessons in VR is making the classroom seem like an untenable space, even if we weren't in the middle of a pandemic where there was a risk in being in closed spaces. So we could meet here in this chalet of geodesic wonder out in the mountains, and then choose from a host of different worlds to go to. And the one I'd like to first look at, and we're going to look at several tonight, is Neem Ayn, which I got from SideQuest as an independent game which is still under construction, made in Saudi Arabia for teaching school kids how to do finances and accounting. And so when you get into the game, you see that you have this birthday party you're trying to set up in the school, and you have to learn math to do so. So you have these instruction screens that start with a woman telling us that we're going to have a party, and our job is to decorate the room with various decorations and provide the food and the drinks for the party. And she gives instructions explaining that there are going to be these three
Lists.
lists that have prices for the different items we need to buy for the party and the number of students that they will serve. And she says that there's a listing here. For example, this says 60. What's the currency in
Real.
Saudi Arabia? Real. 60 real is the price for a birthday cake, and it serves 15 students. And then it has a picture of it. She then goes on and tells us that you've got a wallet, and the contents of that wallet is 170 points, or real, depending on the currency you're using. So they're using points. So you've got to spend these points wisely and use some logical problem solving to do it. And she says of that 170 points that you've got, you need to spend some on the food items and the decorations, and some on the games that the kids will play. And then she goes on, and the voice tells you that you want to make sure that you select from all three categories and that you satisfy all 15 kids. So, for example, these balloons can satisfy everybody. One balloon purchase everybody can look at. And the same with the party, the hanging stuff. And party hats will only serve 5 at a time, so you'd have to buy 3 times that if you wanted all 15 to have party hats, stuff like that. And then it says begin after you have those instructions, and you find yourself in this room, and there's these 2 kids to greet you, and you can say hi to them, but they aren't in this demo model. They're not imbued with a lot of AI. And as you move around the room, you see it's barren, and you look over at the table, and it's set, but there's no food on the table. You can go over here and see that as you move through, there's a bookshelf, and you see that the company has a board game that they've done for the same activity that was done in schools before VR, and a lot of interesting books that are very colorful and have these exercises. But now we're beyond books and beyond board games because we're in VR. When we come over here, we see in this plaque that this was the Muassasa al-Naqad whatever that says, al-Adana al-Saudiya. So it's the Saudi Arabian Muassasa is what? Organization
Mm-hmm.
For finance. They've produced this. And then there's a couch, and then there's these barren tables that need to be dressed. And then there's a back table here, and then there's pictures, and you can look out of the window. Okay, so you come up here to the front of the room where the kids are, and you start to do your math lesson. And it has these goals. It says here, al-ahdaf al-murad al-shara'iha, So these are the things that you need to buy. So you want to get enough stuff to feed in terms of food, 15 students. You want to have an example of food, an example of games, an example of sandwiches, an example of sweets or salads, an example of drinks, and then you want to have some resources for decoration. And so those are your goals. And so when you click on it, for example, the decorations, if I click on balloons, then I get a green check mark saying I've satisfied that mandate. And if I then click on the birthday cake, then it says that I got an example of both food and sweet, all done in the same selection. You see up here, I did have 170, but as I added that, it deprecated by 60. So you're paying attention to the number of points that you had, and you're trying to see if you can satisfy all of these goals and not run out of money. So also look around and you'll see that balloons appeared. When I clicked on balloons, the balloons appeared, and when I click off it, they disappear. So I'm decorating the room as I add to it. Similarly, the cake, if I look back on the back table, there's the birthday cake right there that I clicked on. So kids who are playing this game can get a real sense. Let me see if I can shoot this thing. Yep, the birthday cake disappears, and I shoot it, and the birthday cake appears. So what a great visceral way, a kinesthetic way to invite kids to experience in a visceral way what the math equation that they're working with is all about. So now, I don't even know where I'm standing in the room anymore. Can you still see? Let me know if I'm blocking.
Yeah, I see, but like, yeah, there's like.
Okay.
Too close.
The screen here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me turn around then. How about now? Are we good?
Yeah, better.
All right, so now the game is to figure out how to spend the money right. Notice that if I get, for example, a soccer ball, it appears down there. If I get bowling pins, they appear there. And a dart game appears there on the wall. The dart game is the most expensive of them, so really I should try to satisfy the students by having just one, having something cheaper like maybe the bowling balls or the soccer ball. I'm going to go with the bowling balls. And now that I've satisfied that, I need some sandwiches, so I'll pick the sandwiches. I satisfy that. I'm running out of cash pretty soon. And notice that the sandwiches is 20 reals for only 5, so I need 1, 2, 3. And as I click on it, 3 appears. See, so let me show you when I click off of it. Now there's 2 sandwiches, and now just 1 sandwich.
It's this kind of. They don't sell like one sandwich. They sell like
like
a group,
a packet of them.
a pack. So each
So
pack.
5. All right, we're live. Here you go. Here you go. So the internet went back. Okay, so
Are we starting over? No,
No,
you
no.
connect.
we're
Okay.
still in.
So you were talking about sandwiches.
Right, I
mean,
was
for
talking about
5 people.
sandwiches, and I was saying that I'm still trying to figure out. So if I get party balloons, I don't have 40, I have 20 left, and that hats would only serve 10 people. Also, my tables aren't decorated, so I'm going to click on a decoration, then I get a plate and a cup and a fork. Click on it again, and I really need them to do it for all the tables. Otherwise, not all the kids will have something to eat. So now you can see that I'm decorating the tables, and I did it. I got enough food because I decorated the tables here.
TH, can you
And now all
grab
I
me?
need is some,
So can you grab me a rag?
I just need some decoration.
TH, can you grab a rag?
What do you mean, like this thing?
No,
Like this?
no.
What?
That's one that what we used to clean him.
A rag. I don't see a rag.
This one.
Okay.
Right here.
Here you go. Okay, so let me get back into the game here. And I don't have enough money for any decorations, unfortunately. I spent it all. So what can I
Oh.
sacrifice? So perhaps I can sacrifice Well, let's see. I need the cake. I need these things here. Interesting. So I really should, that's the same price. And I guess the milk, I didn't need 2 milks, maybe because I spent 20 by getting 2 milks and I don't have enough. So if I take off the milk and go for the orange juice, no, that's 15.
No, it's
for
more
10.
expensive.
It's more expensive. So
Wait a minute. How much money you have left?
I only have, well, 14 now.
What about the utensils?
10, I can get no party. Yeah, I don't need everybody to have a party hat. Let's see what happens. Yes, and they jump for joy, and the party hats appeared over there. And I guess you can have kids put on party hats at different times. They don't have to all be wearing them at the same time. The tables are set. The kids are jumping for joy. And so there's all the different parts of the table. Pretty sparse little party. But they can still play bowling pins. All right, so here's the idea.
So you finished, you checked your list and you
Right.
still have 40,
I still have 4 points left.
Oh, good.
And so kids can try out various combinations of these things and have discussions in the classroom. Now this is an indie game, and I found it on SideQuest, and it's just this demo right here, but it shows the potential that if Saudi Arabia is creating classrooms that are COVID safe, where nobody can get infected, these kids are not going to get they're not going to get any disease from me, and they're not going to transmit a disease to their parents when they go home. And in Arab countries, people typically live in multi-generational family homes. They don't put their families generally into nursing homes like we do here in the United States. So they're very serious about making sure that kids and families are safe when being educated, and are employing this technology. And you can see that just this simple demo, how much more fun it is to learn math when you have an interactive environment. Now imagine if this was multiplayer and kids were wandering around the room solving different puzzles, and you get an idea of why this would be superior to any other sort of education classroom that we could set up. And you can see here in this part of their demo that they have prepared.
The party.
There's the party.
They're just showing you a picture. It's
right?
done. Yeah.
And you can imagine once they've implemented multiplayer, then these would all be different avatars of different kids in the game who would then celebrate. But so far the demo, which is a free demo by the way, is only this. But I think it shows a tremendous potential, and then you can go back in and start all over if you want to, and let the next kid play online. So we'll stop looking at this for a second. Let me get out of this and back into the room here and look at another social app that is fantastic for replacing classrooms, and that is called Multiverse. When you go into Multiverse, this is a virtual planetarium that is multiplayer. This is a virtual planetarium where you can learn all about outer space, and it's a social app as well. And you'll be able to see people and interact, walk around with them, talk to them, and study in an engaging interactive interface. So I'm standing up, and so you come into this homeroom in the multiverse, and what just happened? Suddenly I got stuck. Maybe our internet has gone out. Has it? Everything's frozen. And the hand controllers have stopped working. Alright, so we'll have to get back to you. Looks like our internet went out. And when our internet comes back on, we will explore Multiverse and show you how that can be used as a classroom. Thanks for watching. The internet's down.